Hi there, friends. This is Marianne from Happy Paper People. And today I just wanted to stop by to share with you a quick idea. I hear from a lot of people that they don't like glitter. They don't do glitter because, you know, for 2 weeks after using glitter, you have glitter everywhere in your hair, your face, your eyes, your clothes, you're everywhere. And for the most part, I'm in your camp. I don't do a lot with glitter because I don't like glitter everywhere. When I do use glitter, I make a whole bunch of whatever I'm making, and so it lasts me a while. But even those of us who don't use glitter regularly tend to have a whole bunch of glitter in our stash. I'll bet if you open up your drawer, you've got at least several of these, and these are only the first 5 that were in the front of my drawer. I probably have a dozen different brands, a dozen different kinds of glitter, and then a dozen colors in each one of them. I've got a whole drawer full of glitter. What in the world am I going to do with it? But you know how we feel. We paid for it or we got it from wherever, and we can't bear to throw it away because it's usable. It really is usable. Just because we don't want it everywhere doesn't mean it isn't usable. It is. So I wanted to share with you today just one of my favorite ways to use glitter. This is probably the way I use glitter the most often, and I can knock out a whole bunch of things that I can use for quite some time, and so I don't actually use glitter very often in my makes, but I can use glitter more often in, well, no, that didn't sound right. That didn't come out right. I don't very often have to get my glitter out for my makes, but I use glitter often in the things that I do create. That makes sense? Hopefully that made sense to you. Anyway, you'll see what I mean when I say you can knock a whole bunch out. There's another thing that you probably have in your stash that maybe you don't use as much of as you would like some other ways to use it, because maybe you found that you really like art glitter glue or Fabri-Tac or something, and you don't use your double-sided tape, double stick tape, score tape, whatever brand you have, doesn't matter. Maybe you don't use that as often as you thought you would, and you have a bunch of that sitting here. So we're going to use that today, and it doesn't matter what brand it is, doesn't matter how wide it is. In fact, I'm going to show you with several different widths. This is 3/8 of an inch, and this is really skinny for what I'm going to do, but I'm going to show you that you can use any width at all to use your glitter. And I'm going to use today this Nuvo Pure Sheen glitter. It's very fine, very, very fine. And for this project, I typically like to use a very fine glitter. This Nuvo is also Pure Sheen glitter. It's just a smaller bottle. Here's some, wow, this is pretty fine. This would work well as well. This Distress glitter is a little bit larger, and that one's pretty darn large, so I don't think that'll work today. But you can use any size glitter. And there are some instances where you will want a larger glitter, and I do have some really large glitter. So let's start out with the 3/8 inch score tape, and I'm just going to do this as if I was making a card, maybe a card base or maybe a card top. Maybe you fold, you know, the card, and then you like to put something on top and then decorate that. So a couple ways to do this. First, I'm just going to put a strip of score tape across. This might be down the side of my card. It might be across the bottom of my card. And I do like a clean cut on them. Okay. And I'm going to grab a second one too, because the first one I show you, you might have seen before. And super easy, but you don't have to have anything but glitter and score tape to do it. But the second one, we're going to utilize something else that I know you all have around. Okay. So there are several ways to gather up your glitter. I just kind of sort of almost mixed that one there. So you can take a piece of paper and fold it in half so you have a little valley there. Do the glitter over the top of it. Then you can put it together like this and tip it back into the bottle. You can use a jewelry or bead catcher or glitter catcher, as the case may be. They usually have a stopper at the end, and it's great when you're working with beads. The beads roll around but not off your table, and you can roll them out when you want them. Same thing with glitter, works great. I have a couple of these. This one has a large opening here. I've got some large and small ones that are shaped more like this that are pink from Dress My Craft. In fact, we had those at our sale about a month or so ago, and there probably will be some coming up in my Etsy shop real soon. So I'm just going to see first how much glitter there is left in here. Oh, there's not much. So let's use this pink. This is Nuvo Pure Sheen, and it is called Deep Pink. It is really pretty. Okay, super easy. All you do is put down the score tape and then put the glitter over the top of it. And you're thinking, ah, yeah, I've seen that before. That's easy to do. No big deal. It isn't a big deal, but sometimes we just forget. We just forget the easy ways to use things to spruce them up. So now I have a nice stripe across my card in glitter. Get the extra glitter off the side, and I usually even go over the double-sided tape too, because there might be some sitting on the top, and I want to get that off as well. You can burnish it in a little with your finger, because if there's extra sitting, you know, you want to take that off. There's going to be enough stuck on it. There is just a strip or a stripe of glitter on your page. Here's one that I had just done, and you see I did not take the brush and brush that one off. Look how nice and clean the edges are on this one that I just took the brush to, and how this one is not. To show you the difference. Just, you think, oh, that doesn't look very nice and neat, but it does as soon as you take the brush to it, because your double stick tape has a perfect edge, perfect clean edge. So you'll have a perfect clean edge as soon as you do that. Okay, now my favorite part, the second thing that we can do to it, and I really want to start this with a non-glittered paper, because I don't want glitter to stick to the double stick tape when I take it off there. Okay, this one we're going to use a piece of lace, and I just did one really quick to show you a lace that doesn't work very well, and I want to show you live one that does work very well. Sorry, let me get some of these things out of the way. Those scissors are really in the way. You have all kinds of lace sitting around. I know that you do. And, okay, here's an example of one that doesn't work very well. Well, let me first show you what we're doing. All right, so we're going to take the back off of this double stick tape. This is easy. This is super easy. We're going to take this. Now, this is a lot wider than my tape, obviously. So is this one. This one would work well. This is one of those that you can cut down the middle and have two pieces of lace, or use the whole thing. Different ways to use it. So I'm going to use this one, and I'm just going to use the top of it because it's almost 3 times as wide as my tape is. So what I'm doing is lining up the top, and I need a card. I don't like to push it down with my fingers, because then my fingers touch the double stick tape and the oils tend to make it not as sticky. Now notice that I lined up the top of the circle with the edge of the tape. I see that I pushed the tape down a little bit there. Really don't want that. Hopefully that will still work. Okay, there. And so there's open tape. As we come down in the little V, each one of these, there's open tape, and that's okay. And the lace is hanging off the edge. So essentially, this is the only part that's getting used, is from my thumbs up, just that top portion. So let's do this one. Okay, big tip, put the lid back on the glitter as soon as you're finished with that one before you go to the next one, because as you move things around your desk, it is so easy to just knock one over as you're pushing things over. And the last thing you want is super fine glitter all over your desk. Okay, now I'm putting the glitter over the top. I'm not going all the way down because I'm going to come back and start burnishing it in with my finger. And as I burnish it in, you see there's a lot of extra here. I'm just going to push it down. It's going to come maybe not quite all the way to the end. I'm just burnishing it into where the tape is. So it's really only, oh, maybe I will get all the way to the end. It's really only that top portion of the lace. This should work well, even though we're only using the top portion. I was making wide ones when I decided to do this, and so I didn't go pull out some really skinny lace. Okay, now we'll just gently pull our lace off. We'll clean up our sides just a bit. And look at that cool design we have. Now, if the tape had been wider, we would have that whole piece of lace down there. But what a nice stripe that is, either down or across. And you could even do something up here in the corners with another piece of lace. You could use the same piece of lace and put it across there. You could do all kinds of things there, but that's pretty cool. Okay, so we've got a solid stripe. We've got a nice little edge. Now, let me compare and show you. This is the one we just did that worked really nicely. Here's one I did to show you a lace that doesn't work very well. Not that this is horrible. You could probably still use it, but the problem with this lace is you can see the little flowers. Problem with this lace is that there was more lace than there was holes. And for being so thin, I mean, you have to have holes for the glitter to go through. That's where the glitter adheres, is through the holes. So you want your lace to have holes. Even the part that has the lace on it, there are some holes for glitter to go through. But when it's that skinny, even though they're small flowers, the majority of the lace is lace. And we really need more space for glitter to go through. So it almost looks like it's just glitter that's not sticking anymore, that it's falling off. So to me, that is lace that does not work very well. This is lace that works very well, and that's a very pretty design. Okay, so there we are with 3/8 inch score tape. So let's put this back into this bottle. Let's see, the other side has a deeper bend on it. So we're going to use it again, so I'm not going to worry about getting it all off right now. Just the majority of it, but I am going to put the lid back on because I know how it goes. All right, so let's use a wider double-sided tape. Here's a wider one. This one is 2 inches, 2-inch tape. And here's one I just did. This lace worked really, really well. The mistake that I made, and you can kind of see, is that after it was done, I went over it, burnishing it in a little bit with my fingers, which tends to move some of the glitter into the white spots where the lace was. And you shouldn't do that with your fingers. If you need to get things off, do it with your brush like this, a very soft brush. You need just a soft brush that you can whisk over the top. Doing it slowly, the glitter will still stick. You have to kind of whisk it over the top. But using your finger will just smear the glitter over into the white spots. So it's not bad. I can put a flower or something on it and kind of obscure that. This side looks pretty clean over here. So it's usable. It is still usable, but that's the idea. So let's do 1 or 2 of those because there are different, grab another card, there's one. There are different laces that will work better than others. Some will work well, different laces, some will work well, some won't. Now, the thicker the tape is, the wider the tape is, not thick, the wider the tape is, the more I find it easier for me to put the tape down and put the card on the tape. That's just my way. You might like putting the tape on the card. I like putting the card on the tape, so don't usually a fingernail is helpful because it doesn't stick like fingers do, but I'll get one corner down, then I can get the other corner down, then I put down in the middle and can burnish both ways, and look at that. Messed it up, of course, because we are filming it messed right up. I will salvage that later, but because I wanted this to be a quick tip, I'm not going to take time to show you how I'll salvage it right now. I'm going to just do another one quickly. So let's do this again. One corner down. It's never happened to me before. It's really funny, isn't it? If you've ever filmed something or done a live, you know what I'm talking about. Everything goes perfectly all the time. Every time you do it every day. It's old hat. Then you go to do it in front of people and it messes up. First time, every time. It's kind of funny when you think about it. It's like Murphy's Law. Okay, and I'm going to cut off the edge. And if I've got a little bit of overhang down here, I'll cut that off too. And I do. I didn't get right up against the edge. That's all right. No big deal. That's such a minute amount. And this is such wide tape that it won't matter. If it was a skinny tape, it probably would matter because I wouldn't have much tape left. Okay, put the scissors back, get the tape off my fingers. All right, so we've got a 2-inch here. In fact, let's see if we can get 2 down. Not this. All right, this time I will try to do it. I just don't do when it gets really wide. I find it really difficult to do this way. Difficult to get it lined up on the edge. Well, of course, the one that usually doesn't work so well worked perfectly. So do it whichever way is more comfortable for you. They both work. Doesn't really matter. You know, there's hundreds of thousands of ways to make a card. Everybody can do it differently. Same thing with putting down score tape. You put it down how you like to do it. You do you. Okay, so let's pull this off. And this will work. Any color lace will work. It doesn't matter what color you have. I typically like to use white because then I can see the color of my glitter and I know exactly where it's going. But are there holes in that silver? I hope so. Let's put this down. We're gonna see where this will fall. We can get 2 little humps right there in the middle. You can stretch out the lace. You can let it go slack. You can do whatever you want with it. I try to avoid having to lift up and reposition the tape. That's the only thing I try to avoid, because every time you lift it up and reposition it, you are removing sticky. And I don't want to do that. And especially when there's glitter around, you're removing sticky and giving opportunity for glitter to get right onto your sticky. Okay, hopefully you can still see. I've got that one. I'm just moving it over to this side. And this one, let's see, this is a little wider. This has got really nice big holes. It's a little wider than the 2-inch tape. It's probably probably 2.5. Yep, almost 2 3/4. So I'm going to put this on, and I'm going to make sure that my top edge lines up with my top edge, and any excess lace will go over on the bottom. I don't want the excess on the top. I want a clean line of the edge of the lace on the top, and the excess can go over in the bottom. Doesn't matter. I'm going to get a nice design out of it. Okay, so let's see. Let's bring over, let's do a pink one. What did we do? We did a little one of that. Okay, let's do another. We've got that right here. I just like to pull out every single color, and I can't do that, so I grabbed 3, but it's like every one I pick up, I want to do a different color. Try to tell myself, do a bunch, different designs, same color, just have one color out and around. All right, so I put the glitter on. Now you need to put the glitter on generously. Don't think, oh my gosh, Marianne, you're putting on so much glitter. You've got to put it on generously, or it won't go down and fill up those holes. And if you don't, then all you're going to do is make enough that the sticky isn't sticky anymore, but you're not filling up the holes and giving yourself a nice design. probably got enough if I can get some right here to not have to pour out any more. And I'll cut these off much closer to the size, but I'm going to leave these long because I might want to use them on a longer piece of paper. But I don't like a ton of excess because sometimes it gets in the way and then pulls up the edges, and then glitter gets underneath and doesn't give you a clean design. Okay, so there's one. So how about we do both the same color? See, that's got a lot of extra. I think I will cut that off. I'm just going to cut it actually right on the edge of that card. That's long enough to, it might even be long enough to go across an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. And I can hold this kind of out of the way. There, all right. Let's see if I can pick up an, it's not even worth it. Not even worth it. I'll pick it all up afterwards. Let's get plenty of, this is apricot. What's it called? Spiced apricot. Boy, it's a pretty coppery, spicy coppery color. If you just said apricot, I wouldn't typically be one to go, oh, cool, I would love to have that color. When I got this, I looked at it, but I didn't even see the name of it. It's a gorgeous, like a spicy coppery. Super pretty. Doesn't seem apricot to me at all. I have 2 apricot trees in the backyard, and they are not this color. Not this color at all. They are much lighter, softer, orangey. Okay, so where's our brush? We're going to whisk off some of this extra and over the top. See that? Before we even pull the lace off, getting the excess off right there. Oops, looks like I stuck it in glue. Got some adhesive over there that I stuck it in. Okay, let me set that aside for a moment. Let's do the same on this one. Okay, right over the top, and our lace appears again. It was all spiced apricot. I'm just going to call it copper. Spiced coppery, because it sure is prettier than... All right, let's see here. Gently pull this off. Look how pretty that is. Very cool looking. It'd be cool to have a wider double-sided tape and get that whole one on there. Okay, let's give it just a little whisk there. And now let's take this one off. Gently. Now you notice that as I'm pulling, I'm not just pulling up, but I'm folded over and I pull it over. It helps roll it off instead of just pulling it up. You're going to get a much better pull. Anytime you're pulling something up, if you roll it off, you're going to get a better result. Wow, isn't that pretty? Both of those are pretty cool looking. Pretty coppery cool. Okay, now there's one more. There is one more that is maybe my favorite. Let's get what we can back in this jar. I should put it down in the valley first. This is the most difficult way to do it, but it works because I only, the room I'm in, I only have 2 of those catchers, and I wanted to use 3 colors right away. I'm just going to set that aside because I'll probably use that again more in a bit. Okay. Another thing that you can do that I typically do but just don't have right next to me is coffee filters. Put coffee filters underneath them, and then they're super easy to pick up and tip right back into the jar. Okay, here's the third one. Going to use a full size, let's see, do I have a little wipe here? I thought I had a wipe. Hopefully I'm not getting all the paper all wet. I just wanted to wipe that glitter off, but that's okay, because I don't want it all over my paper already. The double stick tape won't stick as well. Hey, there it is, but it's already got glitter on it. There we go. Perfect. We are going to use a tape that I know some people have gotten and said, what in the world? This sounds really cool, and I know there's some things that I should be able to put it down and put a whole front on it, but then we end up not doing that. We end up just using some glue around the edge of our square and putting it down, and then this sits there. This has been sitting, you know, well, I have several of them. That's why it's been sitting. This is one of my favorites to use. This is 6-inch double-sided tape and a wide lace, and look what you can do. Any lace at all. Isn't that cool? This is probably a 5-inch, maybe? Yep, that's a 5-inch lace right there. Now, the cool thing about this 6-inch, actually this is 5-inch. Nope, this is 5-inch tape, not 6-inch tape. But the cool thing about this is you can use it as 5-inch tape, or if you wanted a 3-inch tape and you don't have it, you could put it on at 3 inches and then cut the other 2 inches off, and then you'd have a 2-inch tape as well if you have laces of different sizes that you want to use and you don't have the double stick tape of those sizes. Okay, so I am going to, this is the side that I cleaned, I'm going to set this on here and not keep my fingers all over it. Okay, corner down. I don't know if you've got a super easy way to put this stuff on. Tell me, because this is the easiest way I've found, and it's usually pretty quick and easy unless you're in front of people, of course, but I'm always open to a new and easier way to do it. Okay, and then I'm going to cut that off. So I said there was a third thing that, you know, that we would utilize, that you might have in your stash and not utilize as much, and that is the big wide lace. We love the big wide lace to put on the spines of journals. Jeez, I can't even see that. Cut straight. On the spines of journals, and sometimes on the front of journals. But other than that, you know, there's probably only a few different ways that maybe you use the big wide lace on a regular basis. Now, you want to burnish this down really well to make sure that it is on there good. But this is one of my favorite ways to use the big wide tape. 4-inch, 5-inch, 6-inch. Getting the tape off of the scissors from the last couple of cuts. And I'm going to put a second one down at the same time because I have a couple of different laces right here. And we'll just do them. We'll just do them at the same time. Okay, I'm going to try to put this one down this way. Oh, I don't like doing that. I'm going to try. I tried the other one, and the other one worked well, so. I can't even see the edge. Well, look at that. That worked easily. Oh my goodness. See, I should just film it every time I go to do it, and it'll work so easily. It's you guys. I'm telling you. It's you. All right. Cutting it off is a different story. Okay, so there is our 5-inch. I thought I was grabbing the 6-inch one, but I grabbed the 5-inch, so that's okay. That's okay. Let's burnish that down really, really well. Let's bring the purple back. First, we need the lace. First, we need the lace, but first, lace. All right, here is a wide lace. That is obviously wider than 5 inches. It is probably 7 inches wide. So if you wanted to, you could do a 5 inches plus a 2 inches if you wanted to do the whole thing. But honestly, it's the same on both sides. It looks really cool. I would probably even do this as a 3.5. That'd make a gorgeous border, wouldn't it? Gorgeous border at 3.5. But I put the whole 5 inches down. So we're going to do it at 5. All right. Take the back off. Clearly, I didn't cut that edge. I only cut the first edge, but that's all right. I can cut it after the fact. Let's see, that's the back. All right, now when it's this wide, I don't want the bottom sticking to it while I'm trying to get the top right along the edge of the top. So I'm going to roll it up so that I can put the top on the top. And let's see, where do I want to center it? Flower, flower. Oh, I guess I don't think it really matters. So then I can just unroll this, and I'm using the lace itself to pat it down so my fingers aren't getting to the glue. I can just use the back of the double stick tape here, but you got to be careful because it's already got glitter on it, because yeah, there's glitter all over here. Yeah, and I've been brushing it off on the floor knowing I could vacuum it up. I have glitter all over my lap. All right, so there's the one, and I'm gonna set that up here and grab this second one. Before I take that off, let's find some lace. What's this one? Oh, that's quite pretty. Now, I would look at that and I'd say those are great holes. There's little holes there, so they'll work. These are good holes. This here is still going to be white because that's pretty tight woven. We should get a little bit of glitter in there. So that would work, and that would be really pretty. And definitely only with a fine glitter. What's this one? This one... same thing. The top of the flowers should be open. The inside of that leaf should have glitter. That'd be pretty too. Both of them actually would be very pretty. Let's do this one. And this is another 7-inch one, so it's going to be wider than our score tape, and that's okay. I was thinking to do... Oh, you know what? I'm going to cut one of these down and use this one. I think, isn't that cool looking lace? Lots of open. I'd love to see how those hearts come out with the glitter. So we'll try that as well. But maybe I'm going to take a glance at the time because I did want to keep this short. Just a quick idea of how to use these. But then I thought it would be fun to demonstrate all of them. Mostly because I just want to do them. Because I show you one... and you can do it from there, I mean, for sure. But I just want to keep playing with them, so I keep doing them. Okay, so I'll unroll it as I go. I will take this backing and burnish it down, make sure it's on nice and tight there. All right, let's bring the purple over. Now, I have tried taping all this excess up on the back with washi. Washi doesn't tape really well. It doesn't hold lace very well. If it does, it's only for a minute, especially when there's glitter around. It just didn't work very well, so I just left it. So I'm going to start at the one side, and I'm going to be pretty generous with the glitter there, making sure all the way to the edge. Now I'm going to put it down. I'm going to put that underneath because I don't want it to pull up. And my paper is bigger than this container. So I have to make sure to get it flat so it doesn't pull the lace up, and then glitter will just go underneath it everywhere. So I'm burnishing it in, and I'm just moving that over. Turn it this way. So I can hopefully use as much of this as possible before I have to pour more. It's that much less I have to deal with getting back into the jar. Okay, I'm going to tilt it this way and see how much of it will run down here. We will need a little more for this end. Let's see how much we can get away with here. Burnish, burnish, burnish. Keep those glitters burnished. Hubby was just watching a Western movie. Can you tell? Western songs going through my head now. All right, I think I burnished that down pretty well. So I'm going to tap it to get most glitter down. There's still a lot of glitter on it. In fact, there's glitter covering my lace. So I'm going to grab the brush. First, I'm going to get it off of the paper, the card itself. This is just it's just a cardstock, a fairly light cardstock. Okay, now let's go over the lace. Look at the difference. All this stuff that's sitting on the top. If I just pull the lace off, then all that glitter is just going everywhere. Any trick I can use to minimize glitter everywhere, I will use. Okay. Go. Okay, we get our lace. I'm going to start it gently and I'm going to pull it back. See how I'm rolling it? I'm not pulling it up. I'm just rolling it back. Wow. Look at that. How gorgeous is that? That is really pretty. Really, really pretty. Okay. Now we've got this one. I've got two in purple now, so I'm thinking maybe one in pink, although it's going to be a little more difficult because it's a much smaller container. So let me put the top on the purple, but this is our last one, so I feel like I want to hurry and do it with pink. Maybe do some different kinds later where I cut the wide one into sections, and then I'll just show you those in the group. Happy Paper People is our Facebook group. If you've not joined, come join us there. It's an amazing, amazing group of artists. Artists of all kinds. We have everybody from junk journalers to scrapbookers to card makers to quilters to photographers to chefs. People who create art of all kinds, and we love that. Whatever your art is, come join us and share it with us. Get inspired by others, inspire others. That is our goal, is to inspire and be inspired. We recognize that we all take inspiration from everything around us. Junk journalers don't just get inspiration from other junk journalers. We get inspiration from quilt squares, from cards that we see, from all kinds of things. And it's the same with the scrapbook maker. Might see a quilt pattern and gives her an idea for a scrapbook page. So, and the world around us has amazing inspiration. So come join the group, share some of your makes, and look at what other people in the group are making and get some inspiration. We do lots of stuff on our YouTube channel. Subscribe, like, share. We'd love to see you around here. Check out some of the tutorials. Hang out with us on Saturday nights. Every Saturday night, 6 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, we have a Saturday Night Live Laugh and Craft. We do all kinds of different things. Okay, so there's a spot right there where I did not get the lace burnished down to the tape. And so instead of the lace giving it a design, the tape just filled with glitter because I did not get the lace down completely on there. So I didn't burnish the lace well enough. See what happens in a hurry? Same thing right here. Same thing right there. And that's okay, because you can look at that and say, all right, so I know, when I put my whatever it is together that I'm using this, that's where I'm going to put something. They're always usable. They are always usable. But it shows you how, why you need to burnish down, different things that happen. Let's pull a couple of these out. But that is my idea for you for today of ways to use your glitter. And like I said, when I'm using glitter, I'll pull this out and I'll make a whole bunch of these so that they're all ready to go. Get a container that you keep your glitter paper like this after you've glittered it in, so all the glitter, any glitter, stays contained in that container. And Then you don't have glitter mixing with all of your other stuff. So I'll sit down one day and make a whole bunch of these, all different sizes, all different colors, all different widths. And then I've got a whole bunch for 6 months or maybe even a year. And so I don't do glitter very often, and I don't do a ton of things with glitter, but this is one of my favorite things to do with glitter. So thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope that it gave you some ideas and a new way to use up some of your stash that may just be sitting there taking up space. Use up the glitter and you'll have room to buy something new to try. So hopefully we'll see you soon on Happy Paper People Facebook group, and I'll be back soon with another quick tutorial on ways to use the things in your stash. Have a great day, everybody. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.